A hilly parkour to give the attackers a chance. No breakaway, some brave attacks late, but SD works almost always in control. This was from Aigle to Geneva, stage 2 of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift, also finishing and starting in Switzerland, going around the lake. And we had 17 Ks of climbing in the first hour. In the middle third, some punchy hills, so I thought no one wants to go to the finish, which is flat, with Wiebes, who showed how strong she was yesterday. But when coverage started, after the long climb was done, SD Works were in front looking pretty relaxed. No breakaway had formed at all. We only had those punchy hills left. And yeah, a break does form after that phase with Cipresi, Comte, Briakova, Janssen, and Costa, but not the very, very strong or big break we maybe expected. So Kim Peanut, you'd think these like Vos and KLCP and Rug, you can't want to go to the finish with Lorena Wiebes, and she's climbing too well to just think she'll drop off a moderate peloton pace. We go into this punchy climb around some vineyards, and Visma lead it out. They then push the pace there. People are getting dropped. Royces are right in front. Kopecky goes over the top though. So SD Works Pro Time, they still have the numbers. They're still in control. Next climb, the Côte de Montserrat, 2.3K, 6.5%. Pretty hard. SD Works start to lose domestiques. They can't respond. It's just Kopecky on the front. But no one's pacing. Géry takes it upon herself to attack. Finally, Nina Burton goes with her, and it looks like a Visma and a Phoenix are trying to react behind, and so we get those four with the break still ahead with Costa and Comte ahead. Those four are going to join the four in front, and then we might have a nice breakaway. Here we go, 8 riders, Sprat's also there, strong teams represented, but the break just doesn't work. Burton starts to pull, Sprat pulls, Van Dam doesn't pull, and then SD Works, they really try to shut this down ASAP. They burn riders to do so, but yeah, as you can see, the break's just not working. I don't know why. There's no GC threats in it. These teams know they can't beat Wiebes in a sprint, but it just doesn't work, and so SD Works, happy days for them. But they were on the ropes here. I mean, that break was soft pedaling, and they still won't bring it back. They were down to just Bredevold here. Markus goes, and it's another opportunity for a punchy rider, for Valliers, De Vries right there, or whoever, to go with Markus. Great move from her. And bear in mind, Little Trek, they have probably the second favourite for the sprint in Elisa Balsamo. Like, they, of all teams, probably don't have to do this, but they're still playing the odds in that no one wants or should want to go to a flat finish sprint with Lorena Wiebes, but no one joins Markus. The elastic snaps. SD Works Pro Time regather. They even leave the front completely. Like, anyone could have jumped off the front if they felt like it. SD Works were nowhere near the front. They went to get bidons and collect themselves. The gap goes to 1 minute. They reappear at the front with 34 Ks to go, but it's one rider. They didn't want to control a break. It was cooperating of 4 or 5 riders. But I think if Markus had company, it would have been a lot different, and especially the moto positioning. I mean, the motos, you can debate how much advantage are they conferring, but there is some advantage, and I don't know why the motorbike steadfastly sat behind Markus for kilometers and kilometers and sat in front of the peloton. It's a really big problem, and the simple solution is to just equalize the unfair advantage. Just say, okay, this affects race outcomes, we see it all year, but there just should be equal position in front of, if it's in front of the peloton, it should be in front of the breakaway. It eventually goes in front of Markus, and the gap, which had gone down 30 seconds, then stops. As soon as the motorbike went in front of her, the gap stopped going down. Bredevold's telling her teammates, wait, let me finish my turn, then you take over. But SD Works goes to show 3.6 Ks to go, 20 seconds. They're down to 2 riders left. They're not going to be able to shut this down themselves. Maybe it affects Lorena Wiebes' positioning in the sprint. If Markus had one more rider with her, maybe she makes the finish, but with 2 Ks to go, it's 12 seconds. Liverlula Jaco take over for Letizia Paternoster in the sprint. EF Education, Oatly, they have Rug. They got 3 riders in front of her. 1.4 Ks to go, 10 seconds. 8 seconds in another 200 meters. She's losing time too fast. And so Rihanna Markus with only 4 seconds under the Flamme Rouge. It wasn't looking like her brave move was going to work, but it was the right move because it doesn't stop Balsamo, you see here. Doesn't stop her sprinting, and in fact, it means Little Trek don't have to control anything. But with 500 meters to go, we have a right-hand corner. It's a pedaling corner, and Markus is brought back just before then. Paternoster being led out. Vos moves into fourth wheel. Wiebes is a bit deep. She's boxed in. It's only 400 meters to go through that corner, but she's able to fix herself. She moves the Volker Vessel's rider out of the way off Besoit's wheels. Besoit's launching, and she just does her own lead out and sprints. So Lorena Wiebes, everyone was warned. They saw yesterday, do not take her to a sprint, because this will be the outcome. When you see the overhead, you'll see how she's in another league to the others in the flat sprints. But that was expected, because yesterday she won such a hard stage. She's obviously in fantastic form. And yeah, she was boxed in, I guess. But then if you can just open up and launch your own sprint at 300 meters without a lead out and still win by 10 bike lengths, does it really matter? No, it doesn't. Tomorrow, everyone on the break, please. Here's what she had to say.
Lorena, congrats once again. Does winning in yellow make the victory even more special?
Yes, it makes for sure special, but also because, again, our team SD Works Pro Time works really hard for it, and the girls were chasing full gas in the final to bring back Rianne Markus, so then it's even more beautiful to finish it off in the yellow.
Talk us more through the final kilometers, because it was really close to catch Rianne.
Yes, she stayed a long time out, and at one point we decided also to put Lotte in the chase because we needed everyone. And then I also knew that it was up to me to find my own way, and I found some good wheels, and I could come out, I think, around 200 meters to go or something, and then I just launched my sprint.
Wiebes wins ahead of Balsamo, Vos, then Besoit, Paternoster, Nelson, Backstedt, Rook, Mull, and Riedman rounding out the top 10. Tomorrow's stage we have, it's kind of like today's stage, a bit harder. We have a 10k 6 to 7% climb at the start, much close to the start. Is more elevation gain. It is a flat finish again, and one would think after the exhibition of the last 2 days, no one wants to go to the finish with Wiebes. Ciao, ciao.